This is the moment. Miss Botswana 2025 is, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ruth! There she is, your queen, Ruth, Miss Botswana 2025. A shining star, an amazing woman, and your new ambassador of Miss Botswana. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth will be representing Botswana at the 73rd Miss World competition. Give it up for Ruth!
Honestly, I've always been passionate about pageantry from a very young age. So I think now I just felt like it was the right time to go for Miss Botswana. And I felt like I was ready emotionally and mentally to take up a bigger competition like this. As we all know that Miss Botswana is the biggest pageant in the country. So for me, sometimes I struggled with self-doubt, mainly because of my background at home.
Going back to the question of the challenges, you guys, when you guys released top 10, two contestants dropped out.
Yes.
How was the mood in the camp when you guys saw that those names pulling out? We welcome you to another edition of the Lifestyle Corner. Today we have a special episode for you. We are joined by the newly crowned Miss Botswana. I'm talking about Ruth Thomas. She's all the way from Masunga. The crown goes from Tutume to Masunga. Talk about the Bakalaka dominance. Ruth Thomas, first and foremost, congratulations on your win and welcome to Lifestyle Corner.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Has it settled yet?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm still trying to battle my way through it.
Okay, so first and foremost, I guess the most important thing is how do you describe your journey to Miss Universe, to Miss Botswana? Sorry.
Miss Botswana.
Yeah.
My journey to Miss Botswana has been a miracle. I've been walking into grace, I think, although it's been challenging, but I love it. It was a journey of transformation, growth, and so much to really work on. So it was amazing.
It seems like it's been quite a journey for you.
It has been, it's been quite a journey, honestly.
Yeah, since the pageantry world takes a toll on people and everything that comes with it. So I think one might wonder, what inspired you to join the Miss Botswana this time around?
Honestly, I've always been passionate about pageantry from a very young age. So I think now I just felt like it was the right time to go for Miss Botswana. And I felt like I was ready emotionally and mentally to take up a bigger competition like this. As we all know that Miss Botswana is the biggest pageant in the country. They like to say, the most prestigious crown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like it was time.
And did you see yourself winning, or you were just about, let me give this a luck? Maybe I would win.
Honestly, I think wanting to do something just to do it is a very wrong formula in life. Whenever I do something, I do it because I know I can do it. So I think it came from the fact that I felt like I know it's going to be a competition against so many amazing women, but I was just praying and hoping that it would be my time. And I think that it wasn't really that, I was better than the rest of them or whatever. I just feel like it was just the time for me to get to be Miss Botswana and experience it.
In competition, we always encounter challenges, but I want to understand, was that the case for you? What kind of challenges did you encounter during the journey to or the route to the finale? So what is some of the challenges that you guys encountered, and particularly yourself?
Honestly, as much as Beauty Queens, we are known to be confident and resilient. So for me, sometimes I struggled with self-doubt, mainly because of my background at home. There were times where we were really struggling to put things together, and I would feel doubt in my heart. If I don't make it, then what am I going to do with the investment that my family is making? And I would just fear, what if I lose, you know? But then I'll always tap back into my spirituality to say, you know what, wherever your shortcomings are, God will compensate, His grace will see you through, and you're going to just do fine.
So this was not only about you, but about where you come from, Masunga, and your family per se. And how did the community react after you won the competition?
Well, I have not met my community yet, but I've had some calls from a few elders in my village. They're so proud and happy. And I think for the first time, they have a Miss Botswana from Masunga, by the way. And I think it's quite a very good growth for my village, and it sets hope in young people to say, you know what, we are capable of doing this. So I love that.
And the Bakalaka Queens continue to win from Anisha to see to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a very crazy thing to see that it's coming from, like, we are now from the same region and we both have the crown. It seems monotonous, but there was nothing they could do, I guess.
Yeah, only the best. Going back to the question of the challenges, you guys, when you guys released top 10, 2 contestants dropped out.
Yes.
How was the mood in the camp when you guys saw that those names pulling out?
You know, honestly, I think Miss Botswana is a very individual and personal journey. When you decide to take a competition, we all encounter different things. And I always say that we don't know what they went through and we don't know what made them pull out of the competition. But I like to say that our stories are very different, our experiences are very different. But I really wish them well, and I hope that wherever they are, that they're okay, and that maybe they'll be able to give themselves a chance at something in life and be able to pursue it wholly and fully.
Did that thing give you guys an advantage, knowing very well that -2 in the finale? So you guys know we are competing amongst ourselves now, just eight of us.
No, not really. It was quite a strain because them leaving, it changed everything from... we knew that there was going to be 10 of us going on to that stage, and that stage was signally designed for us to just, you know, conquer it together. So losing another sister prior to the competition was very stressful because we're thinking, could there have been something that we would have done to just keep them in the competition? But I think it also goes down to choosing what is best for you as an individual. So yeah, I think we're really saddened by it to see that we're not able to finish what we started together as a sisterhood.
Looking back at the competition before Saturday, was there any moment that you envisioned that you are going to walk away with the crown? Especially after that prophecy that your trip to Renberg and the prophecy and everything, that is on everybody's lips right now. So before that, was there any other moment that you feel that, no, I'm going to win this time?
Honestly, I'm going to be very honest. Like I said, I'm a very spiritual person, and we had a prejudging before the finale, right? So then we were supposed to go and have a moment with our judges so they can learn us before the finale. So I remember I had an encounter that very same day. I had a Jewish outfit on, and then I remember I was praying in the bathroom, and I was praying. As I was praying, you know, the Holy Spirit just told me, confess that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. I started saying that a lot, and then suddenly I was like, I am the image of Christ. When I looked at the mirror, I saw Him in the mirror through myself. And then I saw Him put a golden crown on my head, and I started shaking in the bathroom. I remember
That
I was
was a
scared.
sign for you.
So I was so scared, and then I went out and I was like, what is going on? You know, and I think I believed it because also it's something that my grandfather has said before. I've gotten the prophecy so many times, so many countless times, I don't want to lie. I think it was so wrong that I was calling Cameron Renberg, but it wasn't my first time really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I really had the affirmation of the spirit, although sometimes in the physical, it never really looks like it. That's the contradiction between spiritual and physical life. You believe it in your heart and your mind, but physically it doesn't look like it, which is so crazy. But yeah, here we are.
What is your reaction to Botswana saying that Pastor Ushe really prophecy lived up to be a true story as they are going with it right now?
Well, remember the Bible says a nation without a prophet is a lost one. it doesn't necessarily mean that prophets give anything to us. They identify that which is in us and help lead us to that path. So with me, he didn't tell me that I'm going to be Miss Botswana. He said, you believe and you see yourself as Miss Botswana. So what he did as a prophet, he was concealing in me and validating in me that you are in the right direction. And he said, go and succeed. So I was going to succeed in the thing that I believed in, you see? So that is when faith comes in. It's not really the prophecy that works. It's your faith, your perseverance, and what you see in yourself.
Okay, wonderful. It seems like you have got a lot to share about spiritual things.
Yes,
You're a
I
very
do.
spiritual person, and we appreciate that. Unfortunately, we'll be heading to a commercial break in a bit, so our viewers at home will get to join us as we ponder more on your reign.
Right,
our viewers at home will be heading to our commercial break. Catch us when we come back.
Have you downloaded BW News app? Your one-stop shop for Botswana's leading newspapers. If not, what are you waiting for? Start reading the print editions of Botswana's leading newspapers as they appear in the newspapers on any device. The BW News app features the Midweek Sun, Botswana Guardian, Mechi, and the Monitor, updated in an easy-to-flip-through format once the papers are printed. Our packages include current affairs, which creates seamless access for one organizational setup. You can add up to 100 users at affordable rates. After subscription, you will have access to our PDF archive from the past 1 year. You will also receive notifications on your phone as soon as the newspapers publish. You can open your favorite title and share it in text format, and also change the font size and screen light to your choosing. Too busy to flip through and read? The BW News app will read the article for you, and it can also translate from English to the language you're comfortable with. Get the BW News app from the Google Play Store and the App Store and enter a world of up-to-date news presented as it appears in the physical paper.
We welcome you back from the commercial break, and I am still here with the newly crowned Queen, Ruth Thomas. Ruth Thomas, before we head to the commercial break, we are talking about the prophecy and the spiritual things, but now we are taking you to the ceremony day. Take us through the moment where the adjudicators or the judge screamed, Ruth Thomas is the Miss Botswana 2025. What was going through your mind?
Oh my gosh. I think for the first time in my life, there was such a great silence in my mind. It was so empty. I couldn't think of anything. When my name was called, I cried like a baby. I think it was just emotional for me. It was a reflection of thinking of the little girl that I am and the family that I come from, that little house that I came from, and seeing that, okay, finally I feel like I'm validated, that it's not where I come from that matters anymore. It's more of who I am now and what I can do with this platform that I've been given. So yeah.
So you had a lot of thoughts running through your mind. So after your name was announced as the winner, how was it like putting on the sash and wearing that beautiful crown? What's the name of the crown?
I don't know, hey?
You guys haven't given it a name yet.
I don't know. It's so wrong that I never got to ask, but I think I'll work on it from here.
Okay, no, please do that. So how was it like putting it on? That was like finally affirming that you are the queen and you were in the sash. Miss Botswana 2025.
Honestly, with the sash, I didn't feel anything. The moment I sat on that chair, I felt like royalty, okay? Like I was like, okay,
the queen.
You're not going to talk to me again. And then when they put the crown on my head, oh my God, I don't want to cry, but I felt so validated and I felt so good because, mind you, I was not competing against myself. There were so many beautiful, deserving, wonderful women who have so many stories to tell, and with a high level of intellect. When I say those women are smart, it's an understatement. And seeing that amongst that excellence, I was picked to be Miss Botswana, it means they have trusted me enough to tell their stories and to represent these women properly, and that is what I intend to do.
They've seen something special in you.
Yeah, I would like to say so.
And I hope you get to touch many lives in Botswana and in the continent and across the world.
Thank you.
So going back to pageantry, beauty or the pageantry world is no longer about beauty. It's beauty with the brains, beauty with an impact. So tell us, what is it that you wish to impart?
Well, like I've said before, that I'm a beauty advisor, and it's something that has really opened my eyes when it comes to how people perceive beauty to be, especially in relation to young girls and young women. So it is my dream to make the world safe again for girls, for women, so that they can be free to be themselves, free to see themselves beyond what they look like. You know, you find that so many doors are shut in the faces of women just because they don't look the part, even though they have the intellect, the character, the abilities, and the principles to uphold the career they want to take path in. So I think my approach is I want to create a beauty movement that makes the safe space for women to just exist and explore and thrive in life using the power of their beauty and individuality. So my project is called the Beauty Movement. It's a movement of acceptance, tolerance, and appreciation of who we are as women. And I'm really looking forward to cementing this project by making sure that I relate with the law and create policies and laws that govern how we use social media, because I feel like a lot of people judge women and destroy them about things they cannot change about themselves, things they were born with, and I feel like that is violation of someone's rights. You know, they don't have the right to be themselves, and I feel like, who are you to do that? And I feel like I'm gonna work on it and create a social media watch where we see to it that women are safe in the media space. So I think that I feel it might be a warning to Botswana to say, please do not be an example when the project launches. Don't allow yourself to be the person we're going to show the world an example with, to say it's not okay to bully women. It's not okay to bully someone about the thing they didn't create in themselves. Learn to respect people the way that they are. Accept people with love and unity, because that is what we are about. Botswana is a beauty country, sir, and I think that we should really emphasize on that in every way.
A queen's thing on business.
Yes.
So how do you plan to roll that one out? Because Botswana is a big country. Most people always complain about that. Most of the things are situated in Gaborone, and other people in the diasporas are always being overlooked.
I think when the right efforts are made, distance is not a barrier. And I think that if we could think it that way, then it means we're going to have a lot of victims in this country, which is not supposed to be the case. So I think that with enough effort put, with enough programs put in place to make sure that help reaches everyone and anyone from any part of the country, then I think, because we live in a very technical world, that shouldn't even be a problem.
Okay. So beside fighting the scourge of gender-based violence and protecting the woman and child, how do you plan to use your title to inspire the young girls and the young boys, especially men and boys, who are always being overlooked? Because some of people might say that these are the people that are always being overlooked, and they are the most people that are affected by gender-based violence.
You know, when it comes to gender-based violence, in relation to women, I would say it's important that you understand your value as a woman. It's very important that you situate yourself in a place where, when things like that happen to you, you know when to walk away. And I think that there are always signs. We should really try to... Don't take excuses, don't take apologies when it comes to issues of violence, because they escalate to a time, they don't stop. And I think that with men, I would like to say, let's learn positive masculinity. You know, if you're a man, it's okay to be masculine and everything, but do it in the right way. To say, if you want to exercise authority and governance in your household, it's not supposed to be through violence. It should be through love and care. Be wise about it. And if at all you feel like this, I cannot control this, take therapy, take, I don't know, just something, you know. Don't find joy and comfort in violence. Yes, cry, be vulnerable, whatever you can do, you know, to get it out. But just don't lay a hand on a woman, and women don't lay hands on a man. Don't be violent at all. I think there are many ways we can use to deal with these healthy habits you can grow, whatever it is. Just try do it and not practice violence.
It seems like you have everything figured out. So before we go to another commercial break, maybe you could say, at the end of your reign, how do you define your successful term? Oops, I nearly fell.
At the end of my reign, I would desire that women would look at themselves, how beautifully they were created, their individuality, their difference, and realize that that is your liberty. Don't compare yourself with someone. Your freedom comes from being yourself. Look in the way that you do, because nobody does. Imagine God created you differently. You have your own fingerprints. that's so different. Like that should be an example that God wants you to be the person that you are right now. It's not even a mistake. Don't waste your time trying to be someone that you're not. You've been given one chance in life. The way that you look is to serve your purpose. And I think that we should really accept ourselves, instill in our children, give them the spotlight, and make them love themselves the way that they are as parents as well. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's take a leaf of inspiration from Ruth Thomas. Okay, we are heading to our commercial break, and catch us when we return back for our commercial break to head into the last segment. Welcome back from our commercial break and our last one as we continue our conversation with Ruth Thomas, our newly crowned Miss Botswana. Okay, so here now we are just heading to like more like a more relaxed kind of a setup thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called fact questions. So the first question goes: what is your favorite traditional Botswana dish? Like your go-to meal, staple food.
Okay. I love porridge, but I think it's not a traditional meal, so I would go with semp and beans.
Semp and beans can't do with a
But in my language, it's kinyemba. Yeah.
Nyemba.
But nyemba means dinao. I don't know about semp.
But I refuse about
Please help me out.
Yeah. So, locally, who is your favorite artist?
Currently, I would say Chukuma.
Chokoma.
Yes. My ride or die currently. Hey, dancing is not my thing, hey, but I try.
You have 2 left feet?
Yes, I do, certainly.
You should get in that class. And then internationally?
Internationally, I'll say Sinash.
Sinesh. I don't know who that is.
She's a gospel singer.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
So, as you mentioned, Orata Chokoma and Sinesh is your favorite international artist. What is your go-to song? Like that song that picks you up when you're having a drowsy day or a dull day or you are happy? So,
oh my goodness, I can't sing. I would sing it to you, but let me try. It says, I know that I can make it, and I know that I can stand. No matter what, oh, that song. No matter what comes my way, it's a song of validation to say, you know what, some things are bigger than you, my girl. You just have to let go and let God do it for you. And I think that when I'm down, it really feels in me to say, you know what, don't worry about tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow has for you. Only God knows what tomorrow has. So what if I'm worrying and then it works out, you know? So I'll just try to kill the anxiety with that song. It's my go-to every time, anytime.
So that's a gospel song too?
It is, yes.
Okay. So our last question would be like, if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Fortunately enough, I was with my princess earlier and then we called my mama. I asked her, Mama, if you had to describe me in 3 words, what would you say? She said humble, and I'm flattered. She said authentic, which is very true. And then she said modest. Modified, right? I'm not sure, but yeah, something like that. She said I'm modest. So I really loved it because I think I didn't want to say something that I wouldn't say, I guess. So I had to confirm to say, so what would you describe me like?
You resonate with that basically?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So ever since you were crowned, and it's been 3 days now, but when we add this, it'll be around 5 days now. So being the queen comes with its own pressures, especially from the social media. How has it been now? Some people were praising you, oh, you guys chose well. Some people, you always have that people are already, they're raising their concerns and everything. So how do you deal with that? How do you block it out?
Honestly, so far, I think the feedback has been positive. But there are a few, obviously, that feel differently, which is okay. I mean, I say it's okay because many are they that be with me than they that be against me. I know that I'm surrounded by love. I'm surrounded by the army of heaven. What could I ask for? And I think that it's important to understand that as people, we're going to have our differences. Obviously, there are things I don't prefer personally. So I think it's very right that everybody expresses themselves truly. But I think also I want to say to Botswana that let's not over-exercise a level of authority that is not okay. I think if you don't like something, sometimes it's okay to keep quiet about it. Because what's the point of breaking someone down when yet you don't know anything about them? You don't know their story. And I think we take a lot of time building the confidence to survive the world than we really take time appreciating ourselves. So it's hard enough already. Let's work together as a nation to make sure that our country is seen as unity. So I think that having our Queen Anisha right now currently representing us at Miss World, it wouldn't make sense for people to be standing against her. It wouldn't make sense to be pulling her down. I mean, she's going to be your brand. Like, it's a national concern. And I think that we should really try to look into things further and say, you know what, let's be mature about things. Let's be reasonable, you know, and she's just a girl. We need to rally behind her and show her that, you know what, the world could be against you, but we are with you.
Talking about Anisha, how has she been there for you guys during your journey to the grand finale?
Oh, she's amazing. We've had visits from her prior to the finale. We've had conversations with her, a chance to ask, how did you do it? How did it feel like? And I think that makes it so real because we get to hear her honest opinion and we get to know that, you know what, it doesn't have to be so hectic anymore. You can just relax about it. So she's an amazing girl and I cannot wait to learn a lot from her since now I'll be taking over as her successor, so I cannot wait.
Okay. So the last question, what legacy do you want to leave behind when you complete your reign as Miss Botswana 2025 and you go to represent us at the 73rd Miss World?
The legacy I would like to leave behind is the power of imagination. I think everything that I'm doing right now, everything that I'm experiencing now in my life, I've imagined it. A very good example, every time when my mom would send me I would take a shower before that and look good. So she used to think I'm doing it for the boys. One day she asked, and I'm like, Mama, no, one day I'm going to be a celebrity. I'll be going at the house. People would be taking pictures of me. So, and then she was like, okay. And then she realized, you know what, I'm somebody that is very delusional about my life. And I have deluded about Miss Botswana. I've seen myself wearing the crown, seen myself in the picture, people celebrating me.
Being interviewed.
So there's power in the mind. If your mind cannot conceive it, you're never going to do it. If your mind can't imagine it, you are never going to make it. You can underestimate it how much ever you want, but action comes because you see. If you don't see, then there's nothing you're going to work towards. So I want to say that the power of imagination is everything in life.
Okay. So before we say goodbye to you, any last words you want to leave our viewers with?
I want to say that I love them and please be kind to me. I'll be kind to you
You're just
as
a
well.
baby.
I'm just a baby. But I want to say that I'm here on an assignment. I'm here to fulfill that which I'm sent to. And I'll make sure that I do, despite all the hardships I'm going to face. And if ever Botswana feel like I could do better, feel free to communicate it. And I will make sure that I'm able to meet your expectations whenever I can. But also I want to say that let love lead. Let love be the thing that we're going to use to conquer the world together for the betterment of our country and our people. Thank you so much.
Okay, I guess thank you from us too for gracing our show.
Thank you so much.
Okay, our viewers at home, that was me, Ruth Thomas, bringing you to you the Lifestyle Corner for this week. Catch us next time.